Hello, welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, comment, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We would love to hear your ratings of the movies and shows we review.
Email us your audio file to recappingpodcast@gmail.com and we will play it during the show.
Or DM us on Instagram and we will post and read it on air.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Hey, Ashley.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day. I mean, it is Women's History Month as well, right? So it's just all the things in the month of March.
All the things. And I celebrate you, my friend.
I celebrate you too, girl. And we know you guys will be listening to this after this is passed, but continue to celebrate women 365.
In all of our capacities. So it's been a bit of a challenge to come up with these hot topics and headlines this week. I mean, mind you.
At least in pop culture, right?
I was just about to say, in pop culture, because we're in that weird transitional phase where shows are ending for the season or forever, depending on what it is. And we're in award season. So it's kind of like everybody's patting themselves on the back. And I'm like, I need new content. Okay. But we were able to come up with a few fun things. And so here's a few quick headlines. I'm looking at people.com. Queen Elizabeth meets with Justin Trudeau for first in-person engagement since COVID recovery. It says Queen Elizabeth has been recovering at Windsor Castle since being diagnosed with COVID-19 on February 20th. Now, if this isn't a mic drop, I don't know what is, actually.
I'm alive.
The 95-year-old grandma was in good spirits, they said, when she met with Trudeau. And they said that there was an arrangement of blue and yellow flowers, the Ukrainian national colors, notably visible in the photo of the meeting. Ashley, if you're Jason Lee, how do you feel in this moment?
I mean, immediately I went to his Twitter to see if he had ever posted or recanted or done anything. And I did see on February 25th that they laid out this whole thing.
I reposted it on our stories.
Girl, I didn't catch that story, but let me tell y'all this. As I said, we talked about this before. How long was it going to take him? I'm glad that we got this out in the open. I'm glad that she is still doing well. I've seen some of the memes that y'all have of the queen from this visit. I need y'all to put some respect on the queen. Hope y'all still kicking at 95.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay. But if I was Jason Lee, I'm sure he's moved on. I'm sure he wants to forget this debacle, right?
I can't search him. Every time I try to search Hollywood Unlocked, it's a lot of those fake accounts. And the only way I can get to that particular page on Instagram specifically, I have to look him up. And then in his profile, it says Hollywood Unlocked. And then that's how I can access this page. So Instagram got him shadow banned. Okay.
Wow. Well, I mean, again, nobody was hoping for the queen's demise, hopefully not even him. So glad to see she's doing well.
Absolutely. All right. So in some happy news, looking at page 6, because we can be a little messy, it says Russell Wilson wants more babies with wife Ciara. Russell has baby fever. On Thursday, the Seattle Seahawks quarterback and as of today, Broncos surprised his wife Ciara while she was guest hosting the Ellen DeGeneres show. After presenting the blushing Grammy winner singer with a big bouquet of roses. He dropped down to one knee. I have a question to ask you. Serious question. Can we have more babies? Ashley, do you think they had this conversation in private, or do you think he just threw this on her?
That's a good question. Based on her response, I'm assuming that they've had the discussion about more babies at this point. It was just, a cute little moment between the two of them. And who doesn't love Russell and Ciara? They are so cute.
I know. They are so adorable. And to be honest, I know that laugh that she had. She was like, first of all, you know how much work it took me to get this body back to this? And you want me to do this all over again?
Right.
Sir. It's work out here, okay? But they have such a beautiful family, and that made me laugh. And hashtag Black love, so you gotta represent. All right, I'm looking at Marie Claire. It says Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas took daughter Willa out in Paris, aimed baby news. So I don't know if they officially announced it, but a lot of outlets have been pretty confident in reporting that they're expecting their second baby. They've been in Paris during Fashion Week, and basically they're saying that their 1-year-old daughter, born July 2020, they were out and about, aimed the recent news that Willow will soon be an older sister to a new bundle of joy. How exciting is this, Ashley?
In the grand scheme of the Jonas family, it's exciting in terms of public interest. I'm not sure how exciting it is, but obviously anytime a new baby's coming into the world, that's a beautiful thing. So as long as their family and friends are excited, then great. Happy for you guys.
For me, I think it's interesting, their approach. I mean, obviously it's no one's business, but she has been out here full belly and all, daring people to ask her. And even then, all our major outlets have confirmed that she's expecting baby number 2. But when you actually read the articles, they haven't said anything on like their social media or anything like that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Anybody's business. Is Sophie really active on social media? Are either of them super active on social media?
They actually are. They like to do all the, lip syncing things, especially when it comes to Kardashians. They have their moments, I will say. But I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate Sophie, I appreciate Joe, but it was rough trying to come up with these quick headlines.
Yeah, some weeks are a little bit less exciting than others, guys. Again, sometimes that's a good thing. Obviously, we have a lot of other things to have to be worried about. That's what I said. Things. Like in terms of the public, they're not a super headline grabbing couple, but to your point, I think maybe they don't want to be either, since they are kind of keeping this under wraps in terms of making comments or doing interviews or anything like that. So good for them.
Yeah. So this is fun. Deadline has I Am Legend next chapter, Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan to star and produce together for the first time. And this is Akiva Goldsman back to write. This is major. Like, first of all, if I were a young woman, I would be losing my mind because, as you know, Will Smith was one of my first celebrity crushes ever, right? And then Michael B is Michael Bay. So them together, how epic is this, Ashley?
I wasn't ready. When I saw the news, I was like, oh, what? Especially, I don't want to spoiler alert, but anybody who's seen the end of I Am Legend, I wasn't thinking there was going to be a sequel. So I read the article from People where Will is kind of saying that it was based on this idea that really made him want to move forward. So now I'm super curious as to how we're going to connect these dots and kind of move the story along. Even though, Laura, to be honest with you, the first I Am Legend really freaked me out. Like the creatures, I was not a big fan. And I
You're
in
scaredy cat.
theaters.
That's right.
It's not even that they scared me. They just like grossed me out. Cause I love vampires and they're like the nasty looking vampire. They're not the sexy vampires. They're like the old school came up out the crypt.
In the sun.
Came up out the crypt vampire. So I wasn't that big of a fan. But it's Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, so I'm definitely gonna go see it. But I remember seeing the original I Am Legend too in theaters at the very front of the theater. So that's another reason why it creeped me out. I was like, oh, this is so gross.
Yeah, I'm the back of the theater kind of girl for sure.
I think it was because it was so packed. Remember, this was height of Will Smith's career still. So,
movie
them tickets,
star.
them blockbusters.
Star, okay.
Exactly. But no, am I excited? I could not believe it when I read it. I was like, first of all, I'm shocked that it's taken this long for them to work together. That's one thing.
Exactly.
And then for a second, this is Hollywood royalty teaming up with like the next generation of Hollywood royalty. Like
passing
it's just
the torch in some ways.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. So I'm super excited. I didn't see a release potential yet, but I doubt they've even started production. So I guess we'll have to wait for that.
We'll definitely have to wait, but this is super exciting. I love this. And to your point of, passing the torch, I also feel like Will Smith is feeling himself again after all, awards.
Smelling himself, baby.
It's like, okay, let's keep this ball rolling, okay? Like,
exactly.
I'm motherfucking Will Smith, okay?
Big Willie out here. He said, listen, I'm going to take a break from the travel and I'm going to get back to the craft, Laura.
I was going to say, he does the drama and the action, okay?
Let's not forget the comedy. Give me some comedy, Will.
If I would love, first of all, can we bring back the rom-com, Ashley? Because J-Lo is trying to hold on to it, and it's a dying breed. But
are you gonna see Marry Me? Because I'm not.
I am. Because I am that girl.
And I love me some J-Lo. It's Owen for me. Like, I'm like,
really?
I don't want to see them together. I'm so sorry.
He doesn't do it for me by any means, but I'm excited for it because I can see him in the role that he's supposed to be playing.
It gives me Made in Manhattan vibes. That's the reason why I did not like Made in Manhattan. Because her and Ray Fiennes did not do it for me.
So here's the deal. I don't know if I told Recap Nation this story yet, but I remember going to the movies with my dad. It was actually, we're a huge movie family, and most of our trips were either all together or just the girls. So me, my mom, and my sister. But this one trip in particular, it was my dad, my sister, and I. We saw The Red Dragon, and that was he was starring in that role as well as Made in Manhattan at the same damn time. And so I saw him first as this crazy, psychotic serial killer. And then when I finally saw Made in Manhattan, I was like, nope, this is a no-go for me. And so that's I do not enjoy that movie at all because I could not get into it with him at all. Like,
I think J-Lo can carry a rom-com like nobody's business. And I have loved the majority, but give me The Wedding Planner. Give me a Matthew McConaughey and her, like, chemistry. Exactly. Chemistry matters. And Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams from Wedding Crashers. Sure. Cute. Owen Wilson and J-Lo. I'm not seeing it, Laura. If you have it at your house next time I come visit, if it's available, I'll watch it with you. Because otherwise I don't think I'm gonna catch that one. I'm sorry.
Here's the deal. I didn't realize how much I missed the rom-com until this weekend when the Reese Witherspoon and what's our guy's name? The Hawk. What's his name? Why is he escaping me right now? The Hawk.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of his name right now either. But I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the one where she died.
Just like heaven. She's not dead. Well, spoiler alert. But
that's right. She's just
came out in 2003. First of all, when it popped up on my Netflix, I told Dave, I was like, this movie came. I told him, I was like, I can pinpoint, give or take a year when this movie came out. When I saw the look of it, I was like, yeah, this is early 2000 rom-com like realness. And then when we saw it was like 2003, I was like, I am so on the money. I rewatched it. I loved every minute of it. I just was like, I love these movies so much. Where are you? Like
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. And Mark Ruffalo is one of the perfect normal guy in these rom-coms, because I'm thinking 13 going on 30.
Yep.
As well as this one. He's so endearing. So anyway, I digress. I say all that to say he could do a Hitch too, also Will Smith, and I'll watch it.
Oh, so. I would love, even if it's not him, even if he's like groomed somebody else to take over, because now he's moved on and is with his woman, you know, I would love to see that. I know he said when they even asked him about I Am Legend in the article I read on People, at first he was like, I don't want to be the king of sequels. Like, that's why he kind of was like steering away from it. But if it works, it works, sir. If it works, it works.
The Denzel model. Denzel for many years. You know, Denzel was Oscar, you know, and no sequels and no superheroes. Like, that was him. And then he did, I believe, The Equalizer. He's done multiple
yes, Denzel did. But I mean, Will Smith did Men in Black too. Will Smith has done, obviously now we have Boys.
Boys.
Thank you. I'm about to say Boys to Men, girl.
Bad Boys for Life. Boom, boom. Sorry.
So yeah, and actually now we have 3 Bad Boys, which I still need to watch the 3rd one. I'm so sorry.
What?
I have not watched it. I have not watched it.
Oh my gosh, Ashley.
I know. That's one I just kind of let like fall over my shoulder. I love y'all though. Love y'all, but
you should see it. It's worth a watch. Just a watch.
Well, I mean, you know, they won that NAACP Image Award for Best Film, so I'm sure it is, girl.
Stop it, Ashley. Stop it, because we gonna get nominated, okay? One day.
Hey, everybody makes mistakes, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. Sorry, guys. I know I was long-winded. Y'all know we could talk forever about on the content. So
you have no idea. This is needed because these hot topics and headlines this week. Whoo, Chile. Okay. So our first hot topic comes from Variety. Zoe Kravitz opens up on losing Dark Knight Rises audition because of her skin color. She's starring in the very popular The Batman opposite Rob Pattinson, and she's the iconic Catwoman. But she talks about how, you know, it's hard out here in these Hollywood streets. She said that during a 2015 interview with Neon, Kravitz said the role she was seeking in The Dark Knight Rises was a small one, and that she couldn't get in the room because the film wasn't, quote unquote, going to be urban for the role. The actor added at the time, it was like, what does that have to do with anything? I have to play the role like, yo, what's up, Batman? What's going on with you? Sorry. She has since clarified that she's not talking about the Catwoman role or anything like that, but I'm not gonna lie. How is she considered too urban? Houseway. How?
I guess it was the one drop rule going on.
Literally. Literally.
But I mean, how much have we always heard that though? Like anybody who has any type of ethnicity, it's like, oh, we don't know necessarily where to place you. You're a little too ethnic for this, or you're a little too this for this. I mean, I think that's been kind of the Hollywood standard for a long time, and hopefully that's changing, because I know Zoe said that her role, obviously in Big Little Lies, was supposed to be a white woman, and she was able to go and get that role. So, you know, hopefully the tides are changing, and obviously her star has risen too, which matters. Yes. But I needed clarification on this, because, you know, we messed with the Christopher Nolan trilogy, and I was hold on, Chris.
Yeah, she's since been on her social media, specifically her Instagram stories, and said, you know, she's not saying this has anything to do with Christopher Nolan. She said it could have been a producer or a casting team, but she doesn't believe it meant any harm. she was simply giving an example of what it was like to be a woman of color in the industry at the time. So
yeah, again, I needed that clarification because I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Do I have to eliminate another thing from my list? So,
girl.
I mean, again, I think it just speaks to hopefully tides that are since changing in terms of what people can and can't do, what parts people should and shouldn't go out for, all of that. But that comes down to power as well. Who is making those decisions? Who's in those rooms? That's why diversity matters so much in all facets of the industry.
I agree. And, everything happens for a reason at the end of the day. And so, unfortunately, she dealt with that rejection, but she is kicking butt today, literally
Zoe Kravitz.
and figuratively. And can we talk about the chemistry that she and Rob have on these freaking magazine covers? I'm like, yo, I didn't get this with Anne Hathaway. I'm sorry. I keep bringing that up.
Well, I saw a post too about the different Catwoman, and like Michelle Pfeiffer and Halle Berry both have made comments about Zoe Kravitz. You don't hear Anne Hathaway's name mentioned anywhere. She's like, we don't talk about Anne.
Yes.
No shade. Again, I love you, girl, but that was not. If it wasn't
for me bringing it up like today and like last week, honestly, out of all the coverage I've been seeing for this movie, and the people who played the Batman and the Catwoman, she has not come up not one time. And it's like, I don't even think she dressed sexy in that role either.
Wasn't she? She was just a thief, I feel like.
Yes, a cat burglar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's pretty much all I remember is like one scene with her in it. So maybe that's another reason that a lot of people don't think about it or reference it. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to see the movie now. I think I've heard. Yeah, I think I've gotten more. Again, last week I was like,
3 hours.
I'm not worried about it. Girl, I spent 3 hours watching The Last Bond and I felt some type of way. Y'all could have shortened that movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was good.
Remy? How was Remy?
Girl, he was fire.
Yes.
That man is an actor, okay?
Yes.
But it was way too long. They dragged it out. I know it was Daniel Craig's swan song. I get it. And especially it was just one of my first films coming back out of the pandemic. Y'all know I'm used to being home, being able to stop these films, being able to run to the bathroom. No.
But all of them are long, because my first movie out in the wilderness was Shang-Chi, and that bad boy was long.
We never even got a chance to talk about Shang-Chi though. Shang-Chi was so epic.
Fire.
It was so good.
It is so good. Like,
we need to do a recap of Shang-Chi
because it's so epic. It's so epic, and it, like, the lore, the action, the visuals.
And I didn't know he tweeted about wanting the role before he even got it.
Manifestation.
Ooh,
when you gonna manifest, Ashley? We need to go ahead and
start putting some things out there into the universe. I'm gonna start just posting some crazy stuff, and y'all gonna be like, "What's she talking about?" Don't worry about it. Y'all will see in 5 years. Okay.
Don't believe it, just watch.
There you go.
Okay. Our final hot topic today is quite sad. It deals with Brittney Griner. I'm looking at Yahoo Sports. Russian TV released first photo of Brittney Griner after arrest. So the thing about this story that is mind-blowing to me is the fact that we found out last week that she was arrested. She had been arrested like 3 weeks prior for allegedly having a vape cartridge in her bags. She's currently in Russia. She plays for the Russian Premier League. And in this article, the Pentagon believes that she's a high-profile hostage. And with everything that's going on in Russia with the Ukraine and, the world cutting Russia off, this is really terrifying, Ashley. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, they're going to use her, as some type of ploy. Like, oh, we have her, and as of today, we just cut off, our oil from them. So,
but gas prices already over $4. Jesus help us.
Side note, the president has nothing to do with the gas prices. I just want people to understand that. Like, Joe Biden does not have a button that controls that. I don't want to get into economics.
I was about to say, those who are open to your message will receive it, Delora. Those who are not will not. Make peace with that, sis. Make peace with that. But no, this is very terrifying. And I saw the statement from her wife, and it's tough. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because I do fear for the situation. I mean, to your point, the reason why she was leaving and others have left, obviously, is because of the heightened tensions and everything that's happening. So imagine in this moment, there's already a lot going on, and then they detain you and say, actually, ma'am, you're under arrest. And we know what American prison system is like. I have no idea what the Russian prison system is like.
Girl. And she's a star player, 7-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And I know, I think it was Higher Learning. They were talking about how it's kind of sad that a lot of our WNBA stars have to play overseas in the off season just to make up the salaries because they're so underpaid over here. So prayers to Brittney and her family. We pray for her safe travel home, because this is awful.
Absolutely.
Over something that could have very well been planted. We all know that story.
Absolutely. And to prayers to anybody else who doesn't have this higher profile, who may be going through any similar circumstances.
Yes. All right, Ashley, I don't got nothing else.
Well, we may not have anything else for y'all today, but never fear. There's a recap on the way, okay? Because on Tuesday, Delora and I have gone back to something we've been meaning to get to for quite a while, and that is the sex lives of college girls.
Yeah.
HBO Max series. If you guys remember, we got a chance to talk to Renika Williams, who played Willow in the series.
Amazing. Yes.
Such a lovely, lovely, lovely person. And if you guys have not listened to that in conversation, what are you waiting for? But we definitely have to dive into the series. Season 1, Delora and I enjoyed it. Season 2 has been confirmed. So if you have not checked it out yet, get on HBO Max, 10 episodes.
Yes. And I have one thing that I want to highlight. It's a review from our conversation with Hannah. This is from a dear friend of mine. How you doing, Mike? He listened to the episode and he wrote a wonderful review, so I wanted to share.
Please.
So he said, I love how excited you are. I can hear your voice because you know me, I get too excited. And he's like, oh my goodness, y'all ask the best questions. And then he was like, your Black Panther story though, LMAO.
Went forward.
Then he said, when Hannah started getting emotional, speaking about how her work impacts the Black community, I literally had tears in my eyes. So powerful. He's like, if you ever want to tease this episode online, just use that clip and that 40-second emotional testimony. Have folks listen to that, and they would certainly listen to the entire podcast. This was an excellent podcast. I am so proud of you ladies. So
thank you so much, Mike. And guess what? That is the clip that we use to tease the show.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that. I love it, guys. That was such a powerful in conversation. Loved it so much. So if you have not listened to that one, in fact, go back and listen to all of them. We've loved all of them so far.
They're like our little babies. Yes.
Yeah. And they're going to keep going. Little do you guys know, we're coming at you with more. But Delora, we will talk to the good people next week. Love you so much.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.